Hello everyone, Kelly Lee Sappenfield here. I am coming to you today because a lot of people have been saying, okay, I have had it up to here. With all of us staying at home, self-distancing, except for those that are closest to us, right? Which also bring us our biggest lessons. We have been really discovering all those things that we've been pushing under the rug over and over and over again, because before all this hit, we were so busy with our day-to-day lives that, we just push it under the rug and go on and we'll deal with it later, right? Hi, how are you? And so now we're to the point to where it's like, okay, they're really showing it. Spirit saying, hello, I've been telling you to work on this stuff and you can. And so with that, how many things have you noticed since you've been staying at home that you've been pushing under the rug, right? And Spirit's been saying, okay, it's time to work on this. It could be in your relationships. It could be in your career. It could be in your spiritual development. It could be, you know what? I haven't taken a vacation for 2 years, and this is really telling me that when I can again, it's time for me to take a vacation, right? What areas of of your life have you noticed that Spirit is really saying, pay attention to this, quit sweeping this under the rug? I'd love to hear the areas of your life that you really noticed it. Because it doesn't matter where we are in the world right now. We're all staying home unless we're essential workers, right? Or we have to put on our masks to go to the grocery store. So it can be, like I said, maybe there's been something that really wasn't urgent to you to work on before this. But now that we are here, we are really being shown we need to work on that. And when Spirit talks to us, they talk to us in degrees, right? Our guides and angels, they'll give us a little tap on the shoulder and say, hey, you may want to pay attention to this. And when we don't pay attention to it, then they tap a little harder, right? And they say, you may want to pay attention to this. And the longer we go without paying attention to it, directly adjusting and doing what we need to live to our utmost potential, we keep getting discouraged. There's always that underlying aggravating energy that something's just not sitting right with us. And a lot of times we don't even remember what it is we've been pushing under the rug for so long, because you're going to work, doing your errands, taking care of your family, whatever it was before all this hit, and you were so busy going 24/7. Was it maybe you were chasing the money and neglecting your relationships? Or was it the opposite way around? You really weren't dialing it in 100% on your career and you were struggling financially, but at the same time, so what area in your life is it that this has really been showing you need to pay attention to? Maybe it's that you've kind of let your spiritual practice go by the wayside. And Spirit's really telling you, hey, you're at home. Take the time, meditate, do your journaling, focus on what you want out of life. What is it that Spirit's been telling you to do? Instead of just saying, I've had it, and getting to the point to where you unconsciously start maybe getting a little grouchy or getting a little snappy with those that you're with. Hi, Mark. Then maybe we don't want to get to that point. If we just say, you know what, this is something I've been meaning to deal with for months or maybe even years. And I always said I never had the time to do it, right? Well, we all got plenty of time right now. Very few people are having to work those 12 and 16-hour days right now. And we are so thankful for our doctors and nurses and paramedics and police officers and everyone else that is doing it. And if you're one of them, my heart goes out to you. But for the rest of us, we do have the time right now. And it could be as simple as, you know what? I've let my surroundings kind of go. And it's time to do some fixer-upper projects and everything, because our environment around us is a reflection of our environment within us. And so if you look around, back when I used to help people organize, first thing I'd ask them is, what does your closet look like? Because if the inside of your closet is a hot mess, chances are internally there's things that are not quite right either. So think about what it is that through this staying at home period, you've just like, okay, I've had enough. I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. This is what I need to work on, and I'm going to address it. So when we get through this, and hopefully, thankfully soon, COVID-19 is a thing of the past and we've got a vaccine, maybe next year or whenever, we can actually say, I did the work that Spirit was showing me I needed to do, and I am so happy I did it, because now we're in the place that I can live the life I really want to live. Not the life necessarily I was living before this all happened. I mean, if you look back, the life people were living in 1929 was not the same life people were living in 1939 or 1949. They had to change. They had to evolve. My mother was a child of the Depression, and let me tell you, if we could reuse a butter dish 5,000 times, we'd reuse the butter dish 5,000 times right before we throw it out. That was a habit she picked up as a child by going through the Great Depression that she never let go of in all of her life. We're picking up new habits. Now, do we want the new habit to be reusing the butter dish? Or do we want the new habit to be, we're having the career that we really, really want? We have the relationships we want. We have the spiritual connection we want. What is it that going forward you want to create? And to where you're not saying, okay, I'm not tolerating this anymore. I'm not pushing it under the rug anymore. Let me know what it is for you, because I bet you there's a lot of things that you didn't even consciously realize you were pushing under the rug before all this happened. And now that this is here, it's really, really showing itself to you. I know for myself there's been things, for my husband there's been things, for my son there's been things, and I don't think there is a person on this planet that is not being touched by this in some way, form, or fashion. And it's not that you've ever done anything wrong. It's not that you weren't honoring yourself before, but we were living a very, very fast-paced 24/7 lifestyle that for a lot of us, that rat race was not necessarily serving our highest purpose. That rat race was actually maybe not the best thing for our health. That rat race maybe wasn't the best thing to be a present parent, even if your children are grown, or a present grandparent, if that's what you have. What is it that it's really showing you? Because now is the opportunity. Now, Spirit and Mother Nature and everyone's coming together, all the energy's coming together, and it's clearly saying, hello, do this, take this time, grab this opportunity. It's an opportunity we're not going to have again. And it is so phenomenal about what we can accomplish. Metaphysics shows us the way. It tells us how to accomplish it. It shows us that if we really set our mind and intention to doing something, we can accomplish anything we set our mind to. Now, granted, to a degree, I'm a 50-year-old female. I'm not going to become an NBA star. But that doesn't mean that if my passion wasn't professional basketball, that I couldn't have a YouTube channel about basketball once basketball starts back up, and about it in this pandemic also. There are no limits There's just figuring out the way that is your special niche. What is it? Now, granted, I have no desire to become a professional basketball player unless it would be for the comic crowd, because everyone would be laughing if I tried to get out there and play basketball. But it's the same purpose. It could be that you've always wanted to start that business being a chef, and yet you're working on Wall Street. It could be anything. It could be, you know what? I really, really, really want that one meaningful relationship that means more than anything to me, so that when I am on my deathbed, that is what I will look to. Not to what kind of car I had, what kind of boat I had, what kind of house I had. But what are those things that really, really have meaning to you? I'm not saying don't buy the boat. If you've always wanted a boat, hey, I am an ocean girl. I love the salt water. If that's one of your passions, figure it out. If it's what's blocking you is the finances, what passion do you have that can give you the finances to afford the boat? Whatever it is that Spirit has been talking to you, saying this is what you should be doing and this is what you should no longer be tolerating, now's the time to pay attention to it. Now, if you have absolutely no clue how to get from point A to point B, then hire a coach. And if I've heard people say, well, I don't need a coach. I know what I'm doing. Tony Robbins has a coach. Bob Proctor has a coach. Oprah Winfrey has a coach. Presidents have had coaches. So now's the time to invest in you. And I'm not talking just financially invest in you. But now's the time to invest in you. Whether it is starting up a meditation practice. Hi, Jesus. Whether it is starting to take care of your health. Maybe your blood sugar is not the greatest thing in the world, but you're constantly grabbing the Oreos. You know? Maybe it's you want to be a better friend. And you want to have friends that are better for you, that serve you better, that are not negative people surrounding you. And maybe that's it too. Maybe you've been surrounding yourself by a lot of negative people that are always telling you what you can't do or what you should do. I always say what Wayne Dyer said. Take the good opinions of others and ignore them. It's not that their heart isn't in their opinion. It's not that they are necessarily not wanting the best for you. But that would be like someone coming up to me and saying, you should be an accountant, or you should be a doctor or a lawyer. It's not me. It's not who I am. I am the woo-woo girl of woo-woo girls, right? I am the metaphysician. I am not the physician. So if someone's good opinion was, oh, you should go back and become a doctor, thank you for that opinion. I greatly appreciate it. And then you let it go. So what is it? I really want you to stop and think, what in the world is it that right now you're like, okay, I've had enough. This is it. We're done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not sweeping it under the rug. I'm not ignoring it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. This is what I want to be doing with my life. And how do we go forward from here? Because if you really, really focus on it right now, Spirit is giving you the opportunity. Spirit is laying out the time for you to really focus on what you want. It may not happen overnight. I mean, if your dream is to become the next Jeff Bezos and own a company like Amazon that's worth billions of dollars, he didn't get there overnight. But he got there because he had the focus and the determination to do it. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I love you too. So, you have to really, really focus in. What is going on right now? What's being shown you? And if you need to, write it down, make a list. This no longer works. This is what I want. What am I going to do to clear this up that no longer serves me, that no longer works? What am I going to do to clear it up? And then this is what I want. This is where I want to be in 6 months, in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years. This is what I want. And I don't care if you're 25 and you're watching this or if you're 75. If you're still living, you still have a purpose. You still have lessons to learn, and you still have lessons to teach, people to love, things to enjoy, fun times to have. So it doesn't matter what age you are. You need to figure out what you want, and then from there, how do I get it? Do I need help getting it? Do I need the coach? Do I need someone that can teach me how to open up my own business, how to become an entrepreneur? Do I need someone to teach me how to cook? Do I want to go and take pastry lessons? Do I need someone to teach me how to exercise? Because I've always wanted to start exercising, and other than walking, I really don't know how, and I don't know what's best for me. Personally, for me, if you told me on exercise, go do yoga, I'd be like, okay. If you told me go do CrossFit, I'd look at like you'd become just nuts, like you'd grown 2 heads. There's no way I'm going to go do CrossFit. And part of that is because it doesn't sing to me. It doesn't resonate with me. But a lot of us go and do things because our friends are doing CrossFit. So they say, I need to go do CrossFit. And then I wind up in traction in the ER because I've done something to hurt myself, right? So do be open to new opportunities. But when opportunities come, tune in. Listen to your intuition. Is this really for me? Or is this an opportunity for me to honor myself by saying no? How many times do we say yes and live to regret it? Or how many times do we say yes so many times that by the end of the day we are so drained, so tired and burnt out that we're done? We've done everything for everybody else and we have nothing left for ourselves. So sometimes the opportunity is for you to honor yourself and say no. I hope this helped, and I want to really hear from you, where you are. What are your things that you're like, okay, no more, I've had it up to here. I'm done with this. And what are the things that you're really, really wanting when it comes 2021, 2022? Where do you want yourself to be? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want to be doing? Do you want to be able to travel? Do you want to be able to not have to go into a physical location and become the entrepreneur that works from home? I mean, as you can clearly see, I'm working from home. I worked from home before COVID. I will be working from home after. But you know what? I'm talking to you through my phone on Facebook Live, and I can do that just about anywhere in the world. So think about this. Drop me a note down in the comments if something comes to you and you have that aha moment, right? And if you don't have it right now, but maybe you're doing dishes later on tonight and you're like, right? Let me know. Drop me an email. And I hope this really helped you. And I hope this gives you food for thought. And I hope you start saying, you know what? I'm worth it to not tolerate that no longer resonates. That is not for my utmost potential. And it's not where I want to go. Thank you. Take care. Be safe. Be well. And in the meantime, I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.